everyone, welcome to Manga Boy and his reading log. Reading weekly log. What do we have? Well, we've got nothing but the best for you fine viewers at home. Okay, look at all of these fantastic manga. Twin Spicy A, right here at the beginning. Ikigami, 8 through 10. Karate, Survivor in Another World. Golden Chipe, Volume 1. Chojin X, Chojin A. Golden Chipe. Chojin X, Tokyo Revengers, Sakamoto Days. I could only make that joke run for so long. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's talk about Twin Spicy A. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. But anyways, I got a lot of the stickers off, as you can probably see here. I mean, they look good as new, maybe even a little better because this one is laminated, but you would never know it. So this is like a good lamination job. Still have the little stamp on the top though and bottom. I really don't care about stamps on the sides if they're already there. I mean, I'd rather buy a manga that doesn't have it if possible. But this one being, maybe 20 minutes away from my house, really, I think makes me want to keep it actually. But yeah, let's talk about this. So Twin Spicy A, Twin Spica. These are, I guess, 2 stars in the space lands. I didn't know that. And it's about this girl right here going to space school, and she meets friends in space school and everything like that. She meets this man in space school. He knows her dad. And they have to make dominoes, okay? They make dominoes stand up, and if they don't stand up, they fail. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the heck is this lion guy up to, okay? Well, there was this ship, okay? It's called the Lion. The Lion, her dad worked on, and so did this other guy. And this isn't really spoilers. This is like within Volume 1. And in my opinion, most things that are in Volume 1, unless they're a huge twist, are not spoilers. And this is not a huge twist by any means. But anyways, this guy is in a lion costume. The lion suit, the lion is a spaceship that crashed when she was young and little baby. And I think he's like a ghost of one of the members on there, but I'm not sure. But anyways, so her dad was involved with the lion, and so was this other guy who's a teacher. It's really been about her kind of struggles going through this space school, kind of with society. Kind of socializing is like a big issue for her. It seems like she has a hard time, what's the word? Kind of expressing her emotions or being able to reach people. She doesn't say a whole lot, but she definitely doesn't say the least either. But it's been very interesting. I really have enjoyed to see everybody's connection and how people are growing and accepting this new environment that they're in, which is space school, because they all are pretty much living there. The girl even leaves space school for a little bit to go kind of talk to her dad, but ends up coming back, of course, before she even sees her dad, because you can't skip in space school, okay? But yeah, so they're training to see who's going to be a good astronaut to go to space. And only a select few, of course, go to space, just like in a royal life. Okay, so not everybody gets to go. So everybody in this class is not going to be in space. There are a bunch of really cool and quirky characters that I'm interested to see kind of how they develop and grow. But the main thing I'm really interested in is kind of unraveling more of the story about this lion guy. Now, there's all one-shots at the very end of the book, and they seem like they're one-shots that are not related to the main story because it's a girl with white hair instead of a girl with brown hair. But it's like, I don't know, there's a few contradictions in my opinion with some events that happened. Like one girl has this burned arm, one girl knew the lion in school. This girl finds her mom and has her cross the river Styx, into the underworld. So a few things I feel like, don't really fall and mesh well in the story. So that's why I kind of don't think that they're related, but they could be, I suppose. You never really know, I suppose, at the end of the day, what could be happening here. But something I do know what is happening here is Sakamoto Days Volume 6. Sakamoto Days is just about as straightforward as it can get. Sakamoto over here trying to run his body inefficiently and burn a shit ton of calories to go slim, but he saw an acupuncturist named Granny, okay? What did that old Granny do? Old Granny here is like a master acupuncture. So she's helping them heal up after the last fight. He fights a part, which is a really cool fight. He's got the strings, you know, the deadly strings. He's like Sasori from Naruto, kind of, or like he's like the butler Walter in Hellsing. And he cuts through a million things that you shouldn't be able to cut through with any kind of string. He killed either his friend or a dog. I'm not sure what he killed, but he didn't kill his cat. And I thank you for that, because I like cat, because the cat was still alive. Also, this guy's got a really cool scythe weapon. See, it's like a Swiss Army knife that he's got all these different weapons in it, which is really neat. So that was really cool too. So we got awesome fights here. We get to see who X is. X used to be an old assassin that worked with Sakamoto, which is really neat. But another really neat thing is this old ass samurai. Okay, and I'm not talking about Afro Samurai or Samurai Jack. Talking about this old man right here, okay? Old man is coming in and just deleting people. And like he literally just walks in and is just like mumbling shit. And like he just deletes people. He's really sick. I love what he's about. But I don't think that he's going to stick around for too much longer. I think he's gonna like disappear after this arc. But probably Sakamoto's teacher. That's just a guess. I don't know that they introduced him earlier. They might have. Tokyo Revengers. We got Baki on the cover. Thank goodness. Baji, not Baki. Sorry. Anyways. So we kind of complete the Bloody Halloween event. I really did enjoy this Bloody Halloween. We also get into a little bit of the, what's the word for it? It is the like aftermath, with Mikey kind of giving Michi a role as one of the leaders of Tokyo Majin game, which is fine, but like at the same time, it's like, this dude sucks. Why would you do that, Mikey? But whatever, you know. Give Mikey the role. And so I think it starts to go into season 2 of this Toman adventure as Mikey switches to be the future again and ends up being one of the actual administrators somehow. But obviously something must go wrong. Something's got to be not right. Otherwise this series would be done in 8 volumes, and I know there's like 40 of them. So I don't really know what's going on there. But I have a feeling like everybody's dead and he just kind of snuck into first place. I really don't know what goes on with Takamichi when he is like gone. So when he's in the future or in the past, like who takes over his body? But they seem like a dick at the beginning, but then now it seems like people stop talking about that other person. So not sure if it's even anybody or what, but just something I think about. But yeah, I really enjoyed just about the whole massacre. I thought it was really nice, really great action, really nice character development. You know, I heard Tokyo Revengers pretty much only gets better from there. So that is excellent news when that happens. You know, you get to have things to look forward to. But also how Valhalla kind of ended up merging still. I was like, oh damn, we're going into his plans. That's not what we want. Chosen X, though, is something we want, and this is by the creator of Tokyo Ghoul. I really like this series. It's about this guy who really like ends up hanging out with his friend and really kind of being his crony and his stooge and does whatever he wants, and then like they both inject themselves with this medicine to make them into these animal hybrids while they're being attacked by one. See, there they are. Wow! But only he turns into a vulture. What the heck? So they call him a vulture because he just hangs out with his friend. And then he just, you know, picks out whatever's left over. He's like a scavenger, okay? And that's how he survives. But in reality, he definitely seems to have his own power. This snake lady's trying to get him to use his powers, and if he doesn't, then she'll eat him. But we don't really know much about the series yet, other than the people who have these powers are always mixed with another animal. So it's this weird serum that mixes you up, which has really been a cool kind of thing. I heard that Chosen X is not as popular in Japan, but I don't really know why. I think Chosen X so far is pretty good. The Golden Sheep. Now this series is really good. Only 3 volumes long. I only read the first right now. I'll probably just read one a week. Shows how these guys are all changing as they are kind of growing up. This girl, our main character here, she leaves and then she comes back. And she has an accent now because she was in Osaka, and she's being bullied by her old friends. See, she's sat on a pad that they put on her seat to embarrass her. And like, it's kind of messed up because they're all trying to like impress one another and fit into school. And this guy used to be like a hero and he would save people from being bullied, but now he's like bullying the weak guy. Look, he's throwing rocks at that dog, and he saved the dog when he was a little boy. And the guy Sora, who he's bullying, who used to be their best friend, see, that's him crying with the dog. Someone left the puppy and they didn't want it, and they can't find a place to throw it. It's like sad, you know what I mean? And then this guy's gonna throw rocks at it? Like, man, no matter how edgy I ever was, I would never be doing that to no dog that I found when I was a kid. That's for sure. But yeah, they've been bullying this guy Sora, and Sora feels bad because he left him kind of hanging one time. His name's Yushin. And this girl that they used to hang out with has a crush on him. But anyways, it's up to Sora and her, the main character here, to kind of go and, you know, on an adventure and figure out how they're going to live life and have a better tomorrow. And so they will. I think her name is like Maria, something like that. I don't really know how to say it. But the dog's name is Kuro. And yeah, I really like how this is going. I really enjoy this style of storytelling. You know, how it shows people in the past and how everybody kind of grows up. I don't know why, I'm like a sucker for it. The Karate Survivor in Another World. Gotta say, I got this as a gift from the Manga Sloth, which is really nice during Christmas as a Yankee swap. And I'm like always looking for new isekai to check out. This, I was pretty hyped to read. He had said that he liked it a fair amount. But it's interesting, but it's not like my thing, really. I don't know why. I'm gonna still read it. There's only 4 volumes out so far. But the thing that kind of hooked me is at the end where they're like, you gain more XP by killing things that aren't your race. And everybody calls him a goblin. And I'm like, all right, so whatever, dude. He just looks like a fucking dirty person. So that's what they're calling him, goblin. But everybody keeps calling him goblin, and the stats page says he's a monster. And when he kills goblins, he doesn't get a lot of XP. But when he goes on a killing spree to kill a bunch of people, he gets like 20 level ups. And I was like, oh shit. That was like towards the end. That was actually a big twist. But that's the only part that really made me want to keep reading it. The action is pretty interesting, but I'm not a huge fan of survivalism. You know, I like to see that it's happening. But yeah, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Now, we also have, lastly, Ikigami, okay? The last 3. Ikigami. Oh, man. So each short story that we go through, I think, is pretty interesting. You know, if you really like these short stories, I would definitely check out the series. I think this does a very good job of, like, making anthology manga, you know, where like, individual short stories that don't really relate to anything, or if they do, very loosely. These were great short stories altogether. The only thing I didn't like about Ikigami was the ending. I really wanted there to be something more to it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I was definitely left wanting. I was thinking the last volume or the last half might kind of focus on the main story. No, the last volume really only gives the main character and main story. Like the second half of the volume, the first half of the volume is a random short story, and the second half is like the conclusion of the story. But you know, they have a few people show up from his past when he was, you know, giving out Ikigamis. But I was really expecting them to have like everybody show up and help kind of take down the government and things like that. Without saying too much about what happened, you know, what I wanted didn't occur. And so that was too bad, because I was really looking forward to seeing how things change. And how, you know, they could potentially take down this government and this world, and kind of maybe they'd be their own rulers, but they kind of take a different approach to it, which it's still an interesting approach, but it really wraps up quickly, and in my opinion, it doesn't resolve anything. It just, what's the word for it? Ends, I guess. So not really a satisfying ending is a long way, you know, it's a roundabout way of saying that. But otherwise, you know, pretty good reads this week. My favorite one, Twin Spicy A and The Golden Sheep probably are my 2 favorites. And then these 3, it'd be really hard for me to pick which one I like the most out of these 3. These were good. But yeah, that is what I read this time around. What did you read this time around? It better have been better than me. But if it was, you probably read something really good like One Piece or Berserk. Hard to fight those. But we'll see you next time, where we talk about more manga. Maybe I unbox some manga even. That'd be a nice change, huh? We'll see you later. Bye.